Hello, this is Yarrow. Welcome to another episode of the Yarrow podcast. It is Monday for me here in Vancouver. I hope you had a great weekend, and I also hope that you're starting with a lot of energy as we begin a new week growing your business. So, today I want to talk about two types of energy that I find myself moving in and out of, and you may also feel similar. I think it is important to have both of these types of energy, and obviously it leads to activities and actions you take to grow your business. So one type of energy, I like to call it maintenance energy, or energy that keeps the machine that is your business running. This is more often than not the tasks that just kind of keep repeating. Depending on the phase of your business, this might be you. I, for example, with my education business, had some tasks that I tended to do every day. Usually it included some form of writing. I would write blog posts, I would write newsletters, I would create content scripts for videos and things like that for either products or marketing materials. And that was my kind of tick the box, I've got to get it done. It keeps my business growing. Today, with my agency, 50 Hours, 50hrs.com, we provide executive assistance. We already have a team of about 65, 70 people. On the marketing side, which is my role, there's some functions that do tend to repeat, but I tend to coordinate the team. So I often wake up in the morning and I do the more maintenance activities. I have the team come back to me with questions, with things I need to approve or give feedback on. Sometimes there's a few core tasks that I personally need to do. Might be creating a new asset for our marketing, a new landing page, working on a new document, a lead magnet, something like that. So that stuff is just part of systems we've got in place to keep growing our business. Now, some of that really requires you to actually have an operating business to know what the maintenance tasks are. If you're not sure, if you're just brand new, you're just getting started, you're probably not going to be in maintenance mode as much because you just don't know what to maintain. You're probably going to be more in an innovation mode, which is where you're experimenting, trying something new. You wake up in the morning and it might be a completely new thing you're going to do, a completely new experiment. And it's not built upon something that you know for sure is going to be working day after day. You're going to do it day after day. Now you're hoping, your goal is to reach the point where there is these things you do day after day because they're working, because they're bringing in customers. But as you get more established, these kind of processes and routines really do become, they cement themselves, especially on the operations side. Operations is serving your clients. So there's all kinds of core functions that you start to build up and repeat, client success, hiring, training, onboarding. I have a team, my co-founder Claire, she leads this team, but we have a management team that run it. There's Ben and Abby and Laura and Tara. All these people are, hiring and training and doing client success and just making sure our core team who deliver the service to our clients are also happy and supported and, are able to do a great job. So those kind of things are easier to do once they're up and running and you know what they are. Marketing, it's a little bit more dynamic, but there still is repeatable tasks and things that tend to happen day after day with marketing as well. The bigger you get, the more those things tend to repeat. However, I do believe it's important to note that there usually is an innovation function that's always needed as well, even for more established companies. So as the chief of marketing for my agency, it is easier to see this because we do need to keep innovating. We need to find a new channel to experiment with. A good example right now, Claire, my co-founder, has this great topic that she's presenting as a webinar, and we're looking to integrate that into more of our marketing. So this means we need to get more people to show up for this webinar. We need to build a sales funnel, basically emails, delivery for the webinar. All of this is kind of starting to happen behind the scenes. Now, that's innovative because we haven't had a webinar marketing funnel for this business. Now, I'm very comfortable working with that model because I've done it before. I understand it. So it's not too innovative in terms of me doing something completely brand new, but it is innovative in the sense that we have to go out and get people to show up for the webinar, make sure they enjoy it, and hopefully become customers. That has to lead to customers. So that's an innovation. Then there's the kind of innovation that is completely new where you might be experimenting. Like right now, for me, AI tools is an area where I innovate, especially voice related, content related. Content marketing is my jam. So I spend a lot of my time when it comes to innovation energy, experimenting with content production tools, whether it's writing tools or audio tools or both, mixes of those, trying to get more in video too, but that's, a little more dynamic. So I tend to spend a lot of my mornings doing the more repeatable work with my team, keep the machine running type tasks, reacting to what they're sending me. And then the rest of the day, when I do work activities, and especially at night, is when I tend to do more experimentation, look for more innovation, tap into something. Now that energy is quite different. One feels like I'm ticking a box and making sure something keeps working. The other one is like I'm looking for a breakthrough and I'm experiencing all these dynamic outputs and feedback and just getting wowed by what AI can do, but not always sure how to use it to get an actual tangible result. So it is interesting because I guess more boring tasks tend to lead to the outcome you want, which is getting customers, because there is something there that's established. Where the innovation energy, while more exciting in terms of what you're playing with because it's new and does amazing things, is not actually resulting in a financial return. You're not getting customers from it yet. Now, the holy grail is you can take an innovation activity, start getting customers from it, and turn it into a maintenance activity that keeps working. And that's the point of this. You look for new things to do because you're looking for a breakthrough result to then turn that into a repeatable process you do on a daily basis, or your team does it for you. So, or maybe you're just starting an entire new business too. That is another reason to innovate. You might spin up something that just comes as a result of what you're experimenting with. That's sometimes a good thing, sometimes not a good thing, depending on your focus and your time and your energy and your resources. Maybe you should be looking for multiple projects if another company is running without you, or maybe you shouldn't if that existing company is working and you should spend your time just growing it more. That's obviously a decision always to make. That's personal to you. I'll end this by saying, if you look at your own day, how do you divide up your time? And if you don't have maintenance tasks that keep the machine running, you probably need to look more at building that machine. You need to look at, okay, there's some marketing tasks and some operational tasks that should keep happening over and over again. Now, obviously, if you have no customers, you can't do that. But I'm hoping I'm speaking to you. You already have a business, you've got customers. So the idea is to create some repeatable systems, both in delivery and operations, to improve quality, make happier customers, which leads to more referrals. And also on the marketing side, so that you're building compounding impact. The content you produce, over time, is getting more and more results across all forms of traffic, all channels you can tap into. And compounding only occurs over time. That's why you build these machines. If you're spending more time just like, your entire day is, let's play with this AI tool, let's throw something against the wall, that's okay for a certain phase in life, a certain phase with businesses. Depends on your role, of course, but if that's all you're doing and you're not actually starting to build these repeatable functions, you're going to find yourself in a situation where everything is based on you doing an activity that day, and you're not even sure if that activity will result in what you want. So you want to really have probably a majority of repeatable functions with people running them, and then innovation as a smaller percentage component that might be your job. Maybe, you're the innovator, you're the leader. Your job is to come up with new direction, and you have to stay on top of what is new. I feel that's responsible to me. Like I need to see what's coming and what. You may have just heard my dogs there, but they're contributing to today's podcast. But yeah, I'm just wrapping it up here saying if innovation is contributing to the forward movement of your company, that's great. But if it's not, you might need to look at, maybe I should focus on core tasks, make them build upon it, the compounding, get a long-term stable result, reduce the amount of random innovation. And that's a habit, and that's sometimes very difficult to do because entrepreneurs are more dynamic, and doing the sort of daily, day in, day out, same tasks doesn't gel well with your personality. But it is up to you. If you need help with any of this, I am available to be your strategic coach and help you figure out what are the right activities for whatever stage you are in with your business. You can join my email list to get help with your content marketing right now, insidegrowth.com/content. I have a great handout there that'll teach you what I'm doing with AI to do content marketing. You can get on my newsletter that way too. That's insidegrowth.com/content. Or if you're looking to just directly work with me, you can just go to insidegrowth.com and book a call, and you can tell me more about your situation and see if we're a good fit to work together. That's insidegrowth.com. All right. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.